This is the first of 2 videos on how to write test questions for fcTest. This will take you through the basic setup of the first few types of questions. Part 2 will finish off the series on writing test questions.
When a test is saved after setting all the properties, navigation buttons will appear along the left side. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go to the Questions button. This will open up the question management window. If we're going to add a new question to a test, we want to go ahead and click the Add button. This will open the Question Properties window. And we'll go through this whole form in different pieces. First, let's look at the type of questions you can choose from. So you'll see some basic stuff: true, false, multiple choice, so forth, and then info only. We'll start with info only. This question type is actually not a question. It's just a display area for text information for your students. So you can describe about the test, what it's covering, what the expectations are, whatever information you want to give the test, but that isn't part of the grading process. I'm going to copy and paste some information in here just to save from having to type it in. Anytime you add content to one of these fields, go ahead and hit the Tab button to move the cursor out. That'll make sure that that information is written to the form and can be saved to the database. Once I have my information in here, I can go ahead and click the Save and New button. This will go ahead and write this information to the database and then open up a new Question Properties window for us. Now we go ahead and go to the next type of question. We'll start with the classic true and false. Again, once you select the question type, the fields will become editable. And again, I'm going to copy and paste just to save some time. I'm going to put in my data, hit my Tab button. That'll write the information to the form, not yet to the database. If I go ahead and click Save and New now, what's going to happen is I'm going to get an alert. Down at the bottom of the screen, you'll see the reason why the question was not saved. I haven't assigned it a point value or a weight. So I'll go ahead and go over to the left side of the form and add a point value. I'll hit my Tab key just to move the cursor out of there, and then I can go ahead and do the Save and New button again. But again, I haven't finished the process. I need to go ahead and make sure I've provided a correct response. So I'll go down to the Answer option, and I'll select False for this. The incorrect response field that you see below the question field is a text field where you can write information for the students if they get the question wrong. This will show up in their grade report summary after the test is over. So this is a way of providing feedback to the students if they miss a question. Now I should be able to do Save and New, and it will save this information to the database. And it will present us with a new Questions Property window. The next type of question we're going to do is multiple choice, select one, which means there's only going to be one correct response from the choices provided. And again, I'm going to copy and paste into these fields just to save time. And I have to go ahead and make sure that I've given it the correct answer. So I check the box where it says correct answer for my correct choice. And again, I'm going to go ahead and provide it with a weight. Another field you're going to see on here is Allow Notes. If you check that box, what it will do is present the student when they take the test with a blank text field where they can add notes about the question, maybe trying to justify their response. Or maybe they didn't understand the question and they're going to say, well, this is how I understood the question and this is why I answered it the way I did. Now, because there's only one correct response in these, we can't really assign partial credit, but you'll see that's also an option. We'll see that in the next question type. So I'm going to go ahead and do Save and New. And again, we'll get a new Question Properties window. A field we haven't talked about yet is this topic, right underneath the type of question selection field. I can add topics, so a test can be broken up on questions based on specific topics. For example, if I want to add a topic, I choose that option and I type in the topic name. We'll call this Newtonian Mechanics. And I'll save that. So now I can break my questions down so that they're grouped based on topics. I'm going to go ahead and add my question now as multiple choice select many. And again, the question field will change and provide us with some new options. So I'm going to come in here and add my comment or statement. And add in my choices. Now, once I have all my choices in, again, it's important to make sure that we mark which ones are the potentially correct answers. Now, because this particular question has multiple answers, we can assign it partial credit. So if they get one of these options right, they'll get whatever the point value is divided by 2. But we'll go ahead and give this a weight of 4. And now I'm ready to go on to my next question.
Part 2 of this series will finish off the question types.